Welcome to another episode of the Tech Drive Show, where we dive deep into the innovative technology that is revolutionizing the future of work, from blockchain to artificial intelligence to cybersecurity, amongst others. My name is Okoyemi Salako. I am a favorite TV show. On today's episode, we'll be talking about Edu-Tech, the classroom beyond the future. The classroom of the future. And this is Universal Television Africa. Don't miss out. Sit back and watch us when we come back on the short break. We'll dive deep into the matter of today. Blockchain, robotics, artificial intelligence, agri-tech, cybersecurity education is changing the world, and you don't want to miss out. Welcome to the Tech Drive Show, where we explore innovation shaping tomorrow's world and groundbreaking technology. My name is Okoyemi Salako on Universal Television Africa. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and join the innovative conversation for the future of work. Welcome back on the show. This is Universal Television Africa. Today, on this episode, we'll be talking about Edu-Tech, the digital classroom of the future. We're looking at artificial intelligence, virtual realities, and how technology, artificial intelligence in particular, is revolutionizing the future of education. To dive deep into this topic, we have an amazing guest in the studio today to elaborate and educate us about artificial intelligence and how artificial intelligence is transforming the classroom of the future. To do this justice, I have in the studio Emerald, organizer of the Google developer community in Abuja. Welcome, Emerald.
Hi, Ope. How are you doing?
It's nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too.
Oh, the beautiful mind tech.
Thank you.
We have a lot of questions for you today, and we believe that you're going to do a lot of justice to our question today. Basically, we are looking at the classroom of the future. We're looking at artificial intelligence, we're looking at virtual realities, and I know that this is where your expertise in, and you've done a lot of couple of things around this this niche. So basically, what would you have to say about the topic?
Well, I think that the topic is very apt in today's world. We are looking at everything beyond the physical classroom and everything that has to do with AI. AI is a fast trend that is coming at all of us, and the digital classroom is something that is taking over education rapidly.
Yeah, exactly.
So students are not left behind.
Amazing. So basically, from what you'll be doing, can you tell us a bit of what you are doing, your organization, the Google Developer Connect in Abuja, and personally what you've been doing with regards to artificial intelligence?
Okay, that's great. Well, the GDG, known as Google's Developers Group Abuja, which I am an organizer in, what we do basically is to host workshops, seminar, and events to help people to learn more about trends in technology. Now, we also love to connect tech-minded people together, and those people who are not sure where to start in tech, but they need somebody, they need a mentor in tech. So this is what GDD is all about. So we host beautiful seminars, which are sponsored by Google, educational resources. And personally, as a WTM ambassador, also working with Google, we aim to educate more women and girls in these trends, help them to get involved. Because one thing about AI is that we're building a future for ourselves. So we must also get involved in that future. Personally, I've worked with a lot of people, educators especially, and schools, like my alma mater secondary school, Model Secondary School, Maitama, to help to infuse AI and artificial intelligence into the digital classroom, into the traditional classroom, to help to take it a notch from there and help students to be able to understand this concept of AI and be able to use it to even streamline their process of learning.
Yeah, thank you, Emerald. Now, you talk about gender inclusivity in artificial intelligence. I'm very happy that, because particularly for me, I'm a he for she. I support women standing up for themselves and women capacity development. So, talking of artificial intelligence, how do you see artificial intelligence transforming beyond the physical classroom?
That's a very good question. So artificial intelligence transform beyond the physical classroom in the sense that it creates personalized learning. Now, in our traditional Nigeria system, we have a one-size-fits-all, where people who are students are not really taking notice of. So even if I'm dyslexic, I can't read because numbers come to me and I don't understand what I'm saying, or I prefer to read or understand what I'm doing by watching videos or experimenting with stuff I can't really experiment online with. I don't have that opportunity because we have a curriculum that is one size fits all. But with AI, we have personalized training, personalized education, the pattern in which you learn. You know, it is then personalized to you. If you like watching videos, you go through the videos. If you like experimenting things, you can do that. So that's why we have issues like or things like VR and AR then come to play with that.
Okay, talking about VR and AR, we know VR is virtual reality and AR is augmented reality. So what do you have to say about VR and AR to layman viewer?
Okay, so let's imagine this. So VR basically, if I want to see what Queen Amina Ozaria did during the war,
okay,
that is AR, VR rather. You know, I can put virtual reality. I can put my headset and I'm there. There's nothing physically about me that is going to be there, but I'm there experiencing it in real time.
You're taking me to another world.
Yes. So AR, augmented reality, is building on my physical location right now. So for example, if I'm in the science lab, I have my knife that I used to dissect, my tools I used to dissect a frog. A frog cannot be there with me right now, but when I'm using my AR set, I can dissect the frog and I can walk with it, and I'm seeing things and I'm picking out the intestine and things. So AR builds on the existing physical location, or what is then the physical components in the real world, while you know VR just takes you out of the real world and takes you to another place entirely.
All right, impressive. So that's to tell that there's a lot of work to be done in this aspect. So basically, what are the educators and a tech startup within the space, what have they been doing to harness this opportunity and to also carry along as many youths and students across several universities and secondary school along in this journey of virtual realities and artificial intelligence?
Yeah, so first things first is for students to be able to understand these concepts, because if you don't understand this concept, there's no way you can learn them, there's no way you can use them. And this is very apt because WTM will have a training called Experience AI.
Experience AI.
Yes, in partnership with Raspberry Pi. In the US.
And the Raspberry.
Yes, so Raspberry Pi in partnership with WTM community, WTM Abuja, we actually work on training 100 girls for them to be able to understand what artificial intelligence is and how they can use it to get personalized information from their classrooms, how they can use it to understand what they're learning better. So you see that communities like this are stepping in and taking the forefront in educating people, educating our girls, educating our boys that okay, this is what AI is, this is how you can use AI for good, this is how AI benefits you, this is what you can get from AI. And we also have to keep in mind that with these numerous beautiful opportunities that AI brings, it also brings a new form of workplace. For example, there are some jobs that will become obsolete and there's now room for new jobs to be filled with that. So learning of these skills from a very early stage will help them to be able to prepare themselves for the job market once their time reach.
Yeah, thank you, Emerald. Talking about the job market, what are the opportunities available to harness for whoever consider AI as a source of livelihood or a career to look into? What are the opportunities? What are the futures? What are our hopes with AI?
So we have people who are AI ethics managers who make sure that the AI is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. We know that AI is data, big data. So you have people who make sure that the data are not being used wrongly. They are used for the correct reasons. We also have people who are data scientists who analyze data, who can be able to make predictions from data, and I also have people, new jobs like ML engineering, people who build these models that this AI run on. So we have these very new career options that are open now that were not there some few years back. So teaching them, like I stated earlier, from the start will help them to prepare themselves for the job market, harness the necessary skills. Because in as much as AI is coming here to streamline our working process, there are things that AI cannot do for now, when it comes to creative thinking, emotional intelligence, handling people, effective communication. These are things that still needs the human touch, and we will continue to need people to be there. But we need people with new particular skills in these areas for them to continue to build upon that and then take charge of their future.
Fantastic. Like you've done justice to the topic. So basically, let's take it down the line. So let's take it back to the classroom. So AI, the topic says the classroom of the future. So how is AI helping us to achieve that now, the classroom of the future to make education accessible to all. But that's where we talk about inclusivity in education.
Yes, Nigeria is a very good example of that. We'll have many rural areas where even if they send teachers to, even for NYC, people don't go there because,
Sure.
it's not really conducive for people to live in those areas.
Yes.
Yes. And then those people too, they suffer because there are lack of resources there. Before you send resources there, people that are in suburban areas have learned that and they have dusted them behind. So with this inclusivity of AI, they're able to streamline the process, through internet connection. If one person in a particular school, even if the head teacher has a smartphone or teachers in the school have a smartphone, all you need to do is teleconferencing to teach those students.
But we don't think there's going to be a problem in terms of access to these resources and gadgets. Like we talk about the suburban region, because most of the challenges have always been within inclusivity in the digital economy. So we talk about these communities. How do they have access to the resources, and what do you think are the challenges, and how do we think we can solve them?
Okay, very good. One of the challenges you mentioned is access to gadgets, and data is not very cheap in Nigeria. And people who don't have money to eat, you're not going to tell them to use 100K to buy a smartphone and then use 10K or 5K to recharge their lines to get data. So we can see that there are some startups that are coming up, some very good things that I've heard, people using USSD codes, like *556# that we can use to recharge our line. People are using this to be able to give out resources. So you can use a USSD code to learn about biology, math. So these are places that normally the internet is not so strong for you to hold like a video teleconferencing, but definitely there are good network for you to make calls. So you can also use that network as an ability for you to reach out to all those resources using USSD code. Get a lot of resources that are in real time, that people have made sure that they are up to date on. So these are ways in which those even in the rural areas can also join those who are in the suburban and urban areas to make sure that they are not missing out too, and they're also learning the needed skills that they need to.
All right, talking about that, I can see from what you're saying that there's a lot of problem and there's a lot of work. So when there's a problem, there's an opportunity.
Definitely.
So to address that, what do you think private companies, governments, institutional partners should look into, how to collaborate to achieve this? What do you think the government should do?
The government should partner with Edu-Tech startups like this. It's very important for them to do that. One of the challenges to any startup is funding. Yes, it's a very big challenge, but I'm very happy regarding the Startup Act that was signed in 2023, which gives Nigerians the ability to access funding of up to 10 billion naira. So it's very important for
up to what?
10 billion naira.
Who did that?
That was signed in 2023 by the now president.
The now president.
That's Bola Tinubu Ahmed.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
in the Ministry of Technology and Information.
Oh.
That was signed in 2023. So it gives people access to that, startup access to that. So once startup have access to that funding, they're able to tap out from that resource also. And we also have another good initiative, the 3MTT, the 3 million technical talents.
From NITDA.
From NITDA, exactly. Very good initiative of what the government are doing. But there's still that thing that government needs to sensitize people. So more awareness program needs to be taken, not just for people who are in urban areas, but suburban areas. Because one thing again is that as we're humans, we're very emotional beings. It's hard for you to come and tell me, I'm a headmistress in one rural school, that if I dial this code, my students will be able to get resources. I'll tell you what is wrong with the normal way I've been teaching my students. Why do I need AI? So this sensitization is very important, to talk to them so that they will be able to, follow the trends and be able to meet up with people.
One key thing from this last conversation is awareness, and how we have to do more of advocacy to ensure that people in the rural and the suburban take AI education, tech education very seriously. We will need to go on a short break now, but one important thing we've been able to discuss so far in this short period of time is the importance of artificial intelligence in revolutionizing the classroom, even in the rural community. We're talking about inclusivity in tech education. When we're back on this short break, we'll dive deep into the remaining question where our important guest, we do justice to them. Stay tuned to this channel. We'll be right back.
Hello, amazing people. My name is Godfrey, Kelechku Godfrey, and you can call me K. I am a banker with over a decade experience with Nigeria's foremost financial institution, a certified financial educator, a young man with an acumen for business and financial intelligence. Let's just say I am the first financial educator you should have met and the last you'll ever need. I am the host of Money Matters with K on Universal UTV Africa, where we discuss your money, my money and the government's money. Without further much ado, let's get the show on the road.
Blockchain, robotics, artificial intelligence, agri-tech, cybersecurity education is changing the world, and you don't want to miss out. Welcome to the Tech Drive Show, where we explore innovation shaping tomorrow's world and groundbreaking technology. My name is Okoyemi Salako on Universal Television Africa. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and join the innovative conversation for the future of work. Welcome back to the Tech Drive Show. Today we are talking about Edu-Tech, the classroom of the future. We have an important guest in the studio today, and we should be doing a lot of justice to the topic at hand today. So basically, we are going right into a few questions that I think is very important, paramount to this topic, the classroom of the future. So quickly, Emerald, what do you think? Because we're talking about classroom of the future. Basically, it doesn't have to be within the four corners of our school. So it's something that we can do digitally, and something that it is what the world standard. So my question will not be, our developers and educators working end in end to achieve this goal?
So there are things that comes together, like seminars.
Okay.
There was just a concluded seminar with CC Hub, where they brought educators and tech startups, edu-tech startups together for them to talk and synchronize together. So these are ways in which they work together. So technical people who own startup, tech startup, edu startups, they are not in the classrooms. They are not the teachers. They don't know the needs of the students. They can't say, okay, this is what students will need. This is how the work will flow well with students. So by synergizing with those people, with the teachers in the classrooms, they're able to create programs that will be able to go well with students. For example, the program that I mentioned to you earlier with Raspberry Pi, there are educators who have been in the field, who have gone to take in their survey, working together with teachers, and they've brought it back and they say, okay, how can we integrate tech to make young people to learn about AI in a very seamless and understandable manner, in a very simple manner, that they're able to get the concept and build on it. So these are ways in which people are coming together. And one thing also is that at the end of the day, involving AI in education is very key, because AI also assists with collaboration. People from different parts of the world, students can learn from people with different parts of the world. It's the same thing here too. So teachers who are in different parts of the world, who have unique key challenges, these challenges are unique to teachers, these challenges are unique to people who learn, the pupils and the students that learn. So by coming together, they're able to do that effectively, talking, synergizing, having programs, going back to the drawing board again, having feedbacks. They're able to work together and create programs that actually work for people. Because one thing about education that we're realizing is that even in our country, Nigeria, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Each place or part of the country has its own unique key challenges. So this is one thing that the tech startup or the edu startup are doing really well.
Yeah, talking about what these tech startups are doing well, but when you were talking, I was beginning to think that, okay, where do we put the teachers? Because if you go to most of this community, even in the city, the big school, the teachers we have there, they are not really tech savvy, So how do we do that? Like, I think there's two things we have to do. We have to even first educate the teachers, then the student, because the teachers have kind of close access to the students.
Yes.
So I think we have to educate the teachers. So what do you think?
That is very apt, because even for the Experience AI program that we had with 100 girls, we actually trained teachers too. We had trained the trainer sessions, because by the time we're done with this training, we're going to leave those girls with the teachers. So we need somebody to continue to take it up from there. We need somebody to be able to match the pace of those students, because one thing about students is that whatever they learn, they're very inquisitive, so they go in and they learn further more. So we have to train the teachers to match up with their pace, so that as students are also learning too, the teachers have good foundation that they can learn more ahead and be able to dispense this knowledge in a way that will be easily accepted by these pupils. So definitely to train the teachers is not negotiable, and it's something that they're doing. And I know that there's a program that UBER even held with SEB, Secondary Education Board, in order to teach their teachers, e-learning, they are imputing it. I know some secondary schools, government secondary schools, that give out laptops to their teachers and say, okay, this is how you use the laptop in the classroom. So these are things that the government knows about, and I see that they're making efforts in doing that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Talking about what the government are doing, particularly UBA, because when you talk about CC, I was there personally,
Okay.
and the UBA Resource Center. When I saw what they did, it was mind blowing. And I think we need to have more of that in every state, in every local government, to fast track and make us to meet up with the rest of the world. You understand? So basically, with training teachers from what you've mentioned. Now, it's one thing to know that we are training, another thing to know that if I get to do this thing, what is my gain? Particularly from the Nigerian mindset, you basically want to do things that if I do this thing, what will I gain from it? Kind of a thing, not just a. So first off, the question will be what's the gain? What's the future like? You understand my question?
Yeah.
So what's the gain and what's the future like?
So one thing that they're going to gain is the fact that they will not be left behind.
Okay.
They'll be able to participate in a new world that is being built with AI and these new technologies that's here. One thing about Nigerians, that we're very vocal people. We love to express ourselves. We love our opinions to be heard, even if they are not put into consideration. So this is one thing too that they're going to benefit from. If I know that AI today is going to be taking over my payment platform roles as somebody that, if I'm a HR in a company, instead of me imputing, okay, this person is how I'm paying this person, or this is how I'm going to onboard these people, AI is handling that. I'll be concerned about how is AI handling my data. Other people in the company to be concerned with how is AI handling my data. So before you start asking these questions, educating yourself on AI and the trend will help you to be able to go and flow with this. New jobs are coming out. If you don't have this needed technical skills or this needed technical know-how, you won't be involved in it. You'll be out of job in the job market. So you have a lot of things to benefit. How can you make the current job you are more efficient? How can things be streamlined? How can you improve in whatever you're doing? How can you save costs? Because this is something AI is coming to do. So in an organization whereby you have 50 people before, AI can eliminate 20 people. They can do the work of 20 people with ease, and then you can have people. So these are benefits of AI in everyday thinking. So we have a lot, even in the agri-tech, like you mentioned earlier. So there's a lot of things to benefit from.
Oh, impressive. that is like, yeah, a lot of question in one, and you left me wondering, oh, where do we start from? So from the classroom, Edu-Tech, classroom of the future. So one thing I was looking at is the career paths. When we start at the early stage, just like they're doing in China, in Japan, and all the advancing country. So what do we want to talk about career paths and career decision with this innovative introduction to secondary schools and tertiary institutions?
So once you're able to understand what AI is and the functionality of AI, the function AI plays in their life, one simple thing a lot of people use nowadays is ChatGPT.
Okay.
Everybody uses ChatGPT, but there's more to ChatGPT. There are people who are called prompt engineers.
Okay.
So these people are able to write specific commands to generate specific responses to help the systems to become better. For example, you can have 5 people actually ask ChatGPT, what can I do to improve my CV? And they have the same CV. But there are going to be different responses. Why? Because prompt engineering is designed to fine-tune or to improve, to make it more personalized for each person. This is a job that people have. This is a job that people make money just asking ChatGPT questions, asking LLMs questions. This is a new job that has come into the market. If secondary school students do not learn about this right from hand, it will be hard for them to be able to open themselves to job opportunities. So you can have young people who are of age to work legally going for such roles because they have the technical skills, the technical know-how. And apart from that, having technical knowledge about AI will also help in entrepreneurship. Our country is all about entrepreneurship. A lot of people in our country are business owners, even those who work government jobs. So having knowledge about AI will make you to understand that you don't need 10 people aside. You can do alone with your AI, you can focus on it, you can build your company, you can build your startup, and it keeps on going over there.
All right, talking about what AI can do, we're talking about leveraging like on the gig economy. So I remember like I saw like a lot of people, they use AI to do that ebook and they sell they go to sell that, it's just like you just put it on AI and then you are launching book. Maybe I just use AI. But that kind of a book that you use AI, could you claim it to be your own as in your own intellectual property, considering that it's a prompt, kind of a thing?
So this is where the whole ethics things are in matters, and this is why there is constant communication between people who are developing, AI models and people who are using those AI models, because there's the question of whose work is it? Because whatever AI is bringing out to you, it is studied data of different people.
Okay.
AI right now does not have the functionality to think for itself from scratch. AI needs something to take from itself. So just as an artist needs motivation or inspiration to paint a drawing or do something very beautiful, that is the same thing AI needs. But what is different that it needs your data? So it's just a little bit different right now.
So in conclusion, what do you have to say about Edu-Tech and the classroom of the future, and how everyone should look into that? So what's your closing word?
My closing word would be everyone should embrace it. It's not going back, it's going forward. So the question is, will we be part of that future, or will we just stay back? All of us want to be active in our future, want to be able to say, okay, yes, I was among the people that said we can do this, we can do that. So it's revolutionary everything we do, so we need to make sure that we're part of it.
All right, thank you, Emerald, for being a guest on this show.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And this session, I can tell, is fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Our dear viewers. Now we talk. Emirate asked a question: would you like to be part of the future or be left behind in the future? So for me, I know you want to be part of the future, and then it being a question of you looking, digesting what is artificial intelligence and how can I be part of this future. My name is Opeyemi Salako, and this is Universal Television Africa. Please do well to follow us on all our social media, and till I see you again on the next episode. Thank you.